Alright guys, it's me, the Tycoon, coming back to you with another review. And this is of X-Men 97 Season 1 Overview. It's that time of year, all the seasons are coming to an end, getting ready for the summer blockbuster season. I know it doesn't feel like summer right now with some of the rain which is out there and some of the things which are going on, but let's face it, this was well anticipated and it met everyone's expectations. The animation style definitely evolved from the X-Men 92 series. The stories that they brought in, it was not for kids anymore. They made sure of that. They wanted to make sure that the audience that had grown up with X-Men 92 had now reached that pinnacle for X-Men 97, and they brought in a very modern adult storyline to everything. All I can say to the series is, for anyone that was a fan of X-Men, kind of felt that the Fox movies focused too much on Wolverine and just Wolverine only, this done justice. Every team member was given due respect, including Cyclops. The storylines that were covered in this were magnificent. From the trial of Magneto to fatal attractions, potentially Onslaught, and definitely Apocalypse, Genosha, Ease for Extinction. We all thought it was going to be Cassandra Nova. It wasn't. It turned out to be Bastion. That was the main bad. But having Operation Zero Tolerance as well really, stood out. And again, many characters from the wider Marvel community were introduced, like General Ross introducing the Hulk, so on and so forth. Spider-Man, great to see Spider-Man again. Black Panther, whether it's T'Challa or T'Chaka. Daredevil, Cloak and Dagger even made an appearance. That was quite good fun. Seeing Asteroid M, all these things, they all came to life. And more importantly, the power of the mutants, the Hellfire Club with Madeline Pryor, Cable, so on and so forth. There were so many Easter eggs as a comic fan or a fan of the X-Men that you was like, wow, finally, they've done it. They brought it to life, and it was so well done. Major shout out to what they've done with Cyclops. They stopped him being this beta male that wasn't the case. Cyclops was never that. He was the leader and still is, and he showed it. And on top of that, the way they showed it was matured. You do miss Norm Spencer, who was the original voice of Cyclops. Rest in peace, Norm. But most of the cast returned. Cal Dodd, who returned back as Wolverine. You had Magneto's original voice. I can't remember Storm's original voice actress, but she's returned as well. Jubilee, so on and so forth. There were some things where some people would say it went a little bit woke when it came to Morph, but you take the rough with the smooth. How they done Gambit, with his t-shirt, what is he trying to be? Well, that was the start of the 90s, so that's what they were reflecting. But all the storylines were in there, all the major characters were in there, and it was definitely another notch upwards in terms of the animation style, the quality of the animation. They mixed in American and manga styles of animation to bring fast-paced, dynamic action to the animation. Whether it was Cyclops taking on the Friends of Humanity in season, episode 1, whether it was Rogue just going all out, even with the destruction of Genosha. And the funny thing is, when you're watching the destruction of Genosha, the timing of it is with the destruction of Gaza. So, if you're watching this and feeling a little bit sad about how the mutants were being taken out by the master molds indiscriminately, being bombed and blasted away, that a lot of people will be feeling that for real world events as well when it comes to the, to the Israeli actions that are taking place in Gaza. I'm sorry, I have to draw that parallel there because that was coming through loud and clear. And as much as Magneto is, you know, a Jew Holocaust survivor, you know, I would say that if this was real world, I don't think it would have been on the sides of the Israelis the way how they would have been carrying on with, you know, things in Palestine, you know, because he was against that, you know. And this was fascinating, just watching that real world dynamic enacted. And again, the people who've done this, just, you know, they brought this all to life because Marvel's always reflected real world, you know, and that's always been one of the big things about Marvel, is to reflect what's going on, you know, outside your very, you know, your doorstep, so that you can feel empathy and genuine, you know, how can I put this? Genuine feelings of not just empathy but sympathy, and therefore, you know, establish a community. You know, that's what Stan Lee always wanted. I know some people will say October 7th was the thing, but let's face it, we all know October 7th wasn't when it all started. We know that, you know, whichever element you want to take it into. But I'm not going to say this, you know, Hamas were the bad guys for October 7th. You know, it shouldn't have happened. Short and simple. But what it's morphed into is something completely different. And the destruction of Genosha replicated that to even when they brought in the mid-credits, end the season mid-credits, you see Apocalypse actually at Genosha. An Egyptian. What more do you want to say to this? You know? I know this is going to get a lot of flack for that, but at the end of the day, that's what I was seeing. But it was really well done. The series was brilliant. They went to certain places that the 92 series couldn't go to. Whether it was cloning technology, death, destruction, whether it was love, whether it was Operation Zero Tolerance coming through. And linking in things like, well, you know what, these guys got to dial up chat rooms. It was great hearing Bastion's voice. If you've ever watched Archer, you know who the voice is of Bastion. I think it was Gary Pierce who's the voice. But brilliant. It was just brilliant. You know who the voice is. And it was done so well. You know, the series was brilliant. And I can't speak more highly of it. Can't wait for season 2. Although I'm not sure how they're going to do season 2, what storylines they're going to make. Some people are saying that's going to be Age of Apocalypse. Some people are saying it's going to be Onslaught Saga. Some people are going to say this. Some people are going to say that. Whatever it is going to be, it really doesn't matter. As long as they keep up with the animation style, they keep up with the storylines from the comics, and keep the action coming in as fast-paced as it was without holding back on anything. Like they done with Wolverine. They didn't hold back with Wolverine. They definitely made Nightcrawler like the X2 Nightcrawler. It went all out. Balls to the walls. Crazy. This was what Marvel's needed. And they need to apply this to the live action. No bullshitting. No woke crap. None of the agenda shit. Just stick to the source material. That's what I've always said. Stick to the goddamn source material and get it in there. I'm swearing. Why am I swearing? Because I'm so passionate about it. Anyway, let me know what you think about this in the comments. I know that I'll be getting some people saying, you know, whatever you want, put it in the comments. Let's do this. I'm more than happy to see it. Whatever platform you're following this on, give me a like, follow, subscribe. Let me know what you feel in the comments as always. And if you don't know how to do that, then you need to go back to school. So says the TYCOON.